Hello, good morning. This is Team CAG Tech Hub. Today we're going to learn on how to design a complementary card. So this class is for graphic students that are trying to improve their skill in graphic designing. So one of my customers sent me a sample of work that he wants me to design, and I feel like showing you all the steps and the tips and tricks I use in designing the flyer with corel draw. So I'm going to show you how we are going to do the design together from beginning to the end. Now we're going to switch to our corel draw right now. So I will switch to my corel draw. So we are using corel draw x7 for this class. So what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I'm going to select complementary card size in this corel draw by clicking on this. This is my workspace. Then I click on this sizes. I look for business card. You can see it here, business card. I select it. This is the size of a business card. Now I have to go and import all the picture the customer sent to me and the sample. So I go to my folder, and this is the samples. I select the sample that he sent to me and drag. Okay, you can see the sample the customer sent to me that he wants me to design. So the next thing I'm going to do is all the picture that the customer sent to me for the design. I'm going to import it here. Go to my folder, select all the pictures and import it in this corel draw. So I'll just keep all of them by the side. These are the picture. I'll separate them. So these are all the pictures for the design. Now this is the sample that he sent to me. So this is a very simple sample, doesn't even take a lot to do. So what we are going to do here is, on this my workspace, I'm going to double click on a rectangle here by double clicking 2 times. Then I now have to click and drag here from this edge to here to draw this shape. Okay, so remember we are printing this work, so I'll be using CYMK for my design. Okay, so now we are creating these 2 shapes that are here. So what I'm going to do, this is the rectangle I just draw here. I will now convert it to curve. Click on shape 2 and double click on it to remove that node so that we can get something like this. Okay, so we are going to add color to this. So I will now come to this color, choose something like wine red. We're looking for this color right here, this particular color. To get this color, what I will do is that I will come and click here on this my status bar, double click here and drag this thing down. I will put it beside. I will be looking here and be looking at this color here. In order to get the color I want, I'll be dragging it this side. I click OK. You can see the color here, but it's like interactive from this dark to the light one. So I will come here, select, click on this, go to interactive fill tool, drag it from here down, then I will now come and move this from here to here. That is a dark wine red, darker, darker, darker. You can see it here. I'll drop my 2. You can see the color now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to duplicate it, okay, by pressing Ctrl C on my keyboard, Ctrl C, and then Ctrl V, so that this thing now is now 2. As you can see, it's 2. I will now duplicate this one by clicking on this mirror vertically and then mirror horizontally. Then I now drag it aside. So you can see I have a color here, I have a color here, okay, but here we have something like a yellow stripe on this design. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to, you know, duplicate this one, Ctrl C and V. So it's now 2. I use my arrow button and move it forward and down. Now this color is something like yellow, so I will look for yellow here. To get the color, I will look for this yellow, deep yellow. That is the color, deep yellow. I remove the outline here. Now if you look, you can see I can increase the size of this one and right click and click order to back of page. So it is now in the back of page. Okay, I can move it front if I want. I now click on this one, remove the outline. Click on this one, remove the outline. Then if I also want to add this same thing here, I can also add it by Ctrl D, duplicating. I bring it down here, I mirror it. Do you see? Now as you can see, I will now highlight this, power clip it inside. Highlight this one, power clip it inside. Now you can see we have, so we have gotten our, you know, layout for this complementary card. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I can remove the outline of this complementary card by clicking on none here. So the guy's logo is something like Bob, a Bob, and his name. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw. You can see something like this. You can see something how this thing is. So how I can do that is that I'll just draw a tiny rectangle. I zoom it so that you can see it. I add this wine red color to it. I remove outline, put it in the middle here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to type is the name of the person, name of the owner of this complementary card is going to be up here. Okay, so then I will now draw another rectangle here. So what I'm doing for now is the layout. So I will draw something like a rectangle here. So for me to get this red, I'll just double click here, then drag this in from this magenta to down here. Click on OK. I remove the outline of this red to none. Now another layout here is this circle here. I'll draw this circle. Right click on this wine red, right click 2 times to add the wine red to the color here. I reduce it small, increase the thickness, so you can see the layout here. Now address will be here. Then now what I need is to download here is logo will be here, address will be here, phone number will be here, and what the person deals with will be here, then the person's name will be here. So that's the next thing I'm going to add in this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to download the icons used there. There is a location icon, there is a call icon in the design, so I'm going to download it from Chrome. So if we are checking this design, we're going to see it here. So for us to get it, first of all, let's check the logo. We have call icon, then we have location icon, and then we have, that's the 2 things we have here. So I'll just go to Chrome, type call icon, so you can see different call icon. I'll select this one, I download it, I like click on it, save image, then I save it in that same folder 3D that I created folder for my complementary card. Then all those ones I will now right click it, put it in a folder once, so that my work will be organized. I take the icon in that folder and type it call. I save. Next I'm going to download the location icon. I right click, save image, article in that same folder. I type it location icon, I save. case if that one is not good for me. Location 2. Icon. I say the next thing I'm going to do now is to down my folder and drag all those things that I downloaded inside. So let me first of all pick these two and drag it to my corel draw. So I will bring this one here. That place the call will be. Then this location, I will now click and bring it here. Reduce it. Now, the next thing here now, everything here is now complete. It's just text that remain. The text, I have added the layout needed for the design. So for the text, I'm going to add the text. So the person's business name is Gozier Link Electrical and Solar Limited. So that Gozier Link Electrical and Solar Limited, I'm going to type Gozier Link here, just the way this one is. Then Electrical and Solar Limited will now be here. I will now type that Gozier Link here. Gozier Link Electrical and Solar Limited. So I'm going to type Electrical and Solar Limited here. So I'll just bring it down here. Increase it. Now I'm going to add interactive field tool here. Interactive field tool by clicking on here. Drag this from here to up. That is wine red tool. I can make it yellow, or I can make it red. Or purple. So you just have to be looking at the color that will match. So I think this one is okay. Now I'll add a purple outline. I can also add a shadow here. So I added a shadow and changed the outline as white. You can see it here. Okay, so we now have Gozia Link Electrical and Solar Limited. The next thing now we're going to add is the text that's supposed to be here. So we're moving now. So the next thing we're going to do now is